Three-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, the golden voice of Neal Ruhl, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, welcome back, everybody. Big D Energy right here, Woodward Sports Network. My name, Neal Ruhl. That guy, DMac, Darren McCarty. Terry Foster scheduled to be joining Big D Energy on Wednesdays. He is not here. However, a, quote, real bad man is here.
That's right. Real bad man. I'm not in the mood today. You know, the nice guy will show up tomorrow, but today, real bad man.
All right, there you have it. But tomorrow he'll be nice. That's what he's.
So don't play me.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. We have Sam Flannel. We have Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. Happy to have you all along for the ride on a Wednesday. Lots of stuff going on. As you know, I think the most dominant story yesterday, just in terms of social media, it doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter why, Ben Johnson is back, baby. He is back.
Yeah, the worst part is there's no Dan Campbell Lions coaching tree, but I think I can accept that as of this year. And really, you can speculate in different reasons of why it didn't happen, but I'm just happy and excited that this team is going to be able to go into training camp, go into the off season with their offensive coordinator to continue to hopefully build on what they did last year. And the eyeball test was all those 30-point games and the fact that what Jared Goff did in this offense. So I'm ecstatic Ben Johnson's back.
Absolutely, but he is locked. He is loaded. Tom Pelissero had the news. He said Ben Johnson's informed interested teams. He's staying in Detroit per sources. He was slated to travel Wednesday to interview with the Panthers, but he feels Detroit is building something special and wants to see it through. Should be a hot head coaching commodity again next year. And
well,
Terry,
you would think, but he's taking a chance. He's taking a gamble. What if the offense isn't as fluid next year as we expect it to be? He may not be a hot candidate.
Ask Byron Leftwich about that.
Right.
Who just got fired.
As
offensive coordinator for Tampa. So we'll see if he's hot again. But yeah, Terry, that's a chance. To me, it's as if a coach is now like a player in any sport betting on himself. How many times do we say that? This is a coach betting on himself in the situation. So, that's reality. But the reality is that first things first is another season with play calling.
I think one or two things happened. One, when he was talking to these teams, the salary wasn't as lucrative as he thought it was going to be. Now, there are certain tiers of candidates, and teams will hire you, but they'll hire you at a lower salary than they would somebody else. And so maybe Ben Johnson looked at, they told him what they're going to offer him. He's like, damn, it's not that much more than I'm making now. I think I'll just stay with the Lions. Or the Dan Campbell culture is so prevalent that you just want to be part of that. You believe in what's going on there. You enjoy it. It's fun. And so to me, those are the one or two things that are happening with Ben Johnson.
And both things could be true, and it could be one of those things, maybe it was made clear to him that they weren't going to go in that direction. Whatever it is, I don't care. I don't care whatever it is, because the bottom line is, the final word is, he's going to be back here next year for the Lions. And it's tangible, it's data-driven. That offense is better when he's there.
And isn't this a lesson on how to do it? Because no matter what the story is, to the fact that the money wasn't there, that wasn't get this, that, whatever, like this, you read that quote the way that the Detroit Lions, and in the media or whatever we want to use the term, spun it, right? But that, to me, is the polar opposite of the way that Michigan and Jim Harbaugh operated, right? Like, so to me, there's a culture there. The way that they operated through this, even giving out the press release, there's a culture. I think that's the biggest thing that's different. I think the culture is real, that we've been talking about, that we tried to see during Hard Knocks. It just took a long time. But this is another example of a coach believing in this for another year.
And for me, and look, show me teams that win, I'll show you a good culture for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's got a lot to do with it. For me, all I care about is, what was it, 19 points-ish 19-ish points a game without him, 26 and change with him. That's the culture I care about. I care about the culture of the football going into the end zone across the goal line. That's what matters to me.
And that's very nice and very cute. But the Lions were actually scoring more points a game when they were losing. You got to look at the other side of the ball, too. They started stopping people. That's why, I think technically at the end of the season, the Lions had the worst defense in the National Football League. But the last 8 or 9 weeks of the season, you can't tell me that was the worst defense in the National Football League.
Because it wasn't.
It was not. So if you want to win, you got to have defense, and the offense is great, and that is a huge part of it. But it goes back to a saying my aunt always told me when I was a kid: one monkey don't stop no show. In other words, what the Lions have is not the creation of one guy, and it wouldn't be to the detriment of the team if Ben Johnson left. I think there's so many other moving parts that are helping this team, will help this team in the last half of the season, and hopefully to carry over next year, that it's not just it's not Ben Johnson or bust. It's Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn.
And that's the biggest difference, Terry, is that even deep down, like through this whole Ben Johnson saga as it was playing out, I never felt like a fear. Like, oh my God, what if he leaves, then what? It's like, because of the regime, and it's tangible. It's not what I hope. I can point to it. Data. Again, I can point to data. These guys that are here are capable of finding people, whether it be in the draft, whether it be through coaching, and most importantly, they're capable of removing people that do not further the campaign.
No, that's true. They've gotten rid of guys, and it's all
Bingo.
worked out, right?
They absolutely have, and I'm here for that. Now, Spenmo, I just want to hear you say it, and I think we need to do this, and then we can finally close the book on this. We all need to get together and tell Matt Patricia thank you. Thank you for finding Ben Johnson.
Oh, yeah?
Are we prepared? WoodwardSports.com chat thread. You guys can jump in, get involved. Let's go to the WoodwardSports.com poll. Are you thankful to Matt Patricia for hiring Ben Johnson?
I'm never thanking him for anything. I don't care what he did. So, he did one thing right. Oh, whoop-de-doo. You crashed the plane into the ground.
What about
so you
it,
have
DMac?
one survivor. So what?
DMac, you got to be thankful, right?
Don't fall.
I got you, Terry Foster.
No, you don't.
Right in this case. But if you're looking for positives to the fact that was left behind, that is one of those positives. But the fact of, I think, what Ben Johnson has done, it's just was looking for. So Matt Patricia had the opportunity, but I'm not going to give him flowers, Terry. I'm more to you.
Bam.
I'll get. You know what? When they win a Super Bowl,
Matt Patricia,
when they're at the Super Bowl, we can go back and if whatever it is, then maybe look back. But I don't think so. No. Why do you think Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell is trying to Patricia size this lineup? So, no, Neil.
Not doing it. Why you can look at me all you want. I'm not giving him any love.
Let me have some fun.
No, you can have fun. I'm not joining in your little stupid game.
Yes, you are, T-Foss. You don't have a choice.
Terry tomorrow, but the real bad man, he ain't having any. Him and DMac ain't having none of it.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Rad, Neil is trolling so hard right now. I am not trolling. I am again. So you guys confuse this.
It's
trolling
factual.
And factual. Matt Patricia hired him. Factual.
But hey, it's also factual that the refs in the NFL missed a lot of calls. Factual. So me and Terry are just going to let this one. Might have been groove right down the middle of the plate.
You know what's happening here? I'm being eased out of Bourbon Day. Matt Patricia's moving right in after me. That's what's happening.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. They got a little agreement.
It sounds like. Bourbon buddy.
Hey, my new bourbon buddy.
That's what Neil. Hey Terry, I've never had bourbon days. Well, maybe back in the day, I don't remember. But the fact is, does Neil turn his hat backwards and put a pencil in his ear?
He does do that.
Okay, let's get back on the tracks here, everybody. Let's get back. See, what I'm looking for out of you guys, gentlemen, I'm looking for the same self-awareness, DMac, like Jay Cruz in 71 has. He says, "Thank you, Matt Slob. So there you go. See, he was able to put the personal stuff aside, analyze his feelings, and respond.
You know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be a big man. Thank you, you no good son of a bitch, for doing one thing right. Bam.
Pistons fan 11. The one bit of credit I'll give him. See, DMac, we're growing.
I'll co-sign with Terry. I'm just signing underneath, like, hey, put my name on the card.
Yeah, we're growing. Mark Walston says, 2 days ago I said Ben committed to 3 years, and Neal said that didn't matter. With the Lions team, it does matter. Building something different here. And Mark, look,
that's not the reason.
There's a bunch of different lanes with how this stuff shakes out. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I don't care. He's here. He's here. Whether they were told we're going to go in a different direction or whatever, it doesn't matter. He's here. That's all that matters.
By the end of the week, we'll find out the truth.
We will.
Why he decided to stay.
Yeah, we will.
It takes a while to shake out.
And either way, I mean, both things are true. I see it with the players and how they respond to Dan Campbell. They respond to him, man. Not everybody's like that. Some coaches aren't like that. They're just not. And now in today's game, it's more important than it's ever been.
No,
with today's youth.
Right. We see it how many times, like how many jobs are new jobs, first-time coaches getting in there and just looking like deer in the headlights, right? So, and immediately, you got a new coach, but if you don't buy into what he's selling and believe, that he'd do it, that's the one thing. Is like Dan Campbell, to me, the accountability is if he says it, he does it. He backs up his mistakes, and he's improved. He's gotten better. What do I sit here and preach all the time? Scotty Bowman was, you're going to make mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes twice, and he's been improving upon it. And we see how hard, I think, especially in the playoffs, even seeing where great coaches or good coaches still make bad decisions at times. So you see how it's more of a learning process and putting yourself in that position. But he's improved as the season went on.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Are you thankful to Matt Patricia for hiring Ben Johnson? 69% of you say yes. So there's that, Terry. Some people are capable of being self-aware.
Or some people are, bamboozled by you. How about that?
How am I sitting up here bamboozling people?
You bamboozled them and led them astray.
I don't understand
you,
you,
want
Terry.
to look up your new drinking buddy.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
That's what it is. A dirty burrito, WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, the only thing I thank Fat Patricia for is my high blood pressure. We don't need personal attacks. We don't need that.
I like them, though.
I know you like them, Spencer. I understand that. But we don't need them here.
Yeah, but that's why they can come and join the big fellas at 5
all
o'clock.
About personal attacks.
You want personal attacks?
Honestly,
5 to 7.
Yeah,
honestly,
5 to 7.
I'm not trying to say the heavyweights did this, but we ran a serious smear campaign on Ben Johnson, and
you did.
Now he's back with the Lions. So
both things are true.
Yeah, both things can be true.
You're not telling me what you think.
Yeah.
You're telling me what we know.
Mm-hmm.
We know that is the case. And, I'm just glad that people are self-aware enough to be honest with themselves and not let hate live in their heart like Terry Foster does.
You know what? Your boy inadvertently was on one of my little Twitter rants. I put on Twitter, who are the biggest villains in Detroit history? So, obviously we mentioned Michael Jordan, Larry Bird,
Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, Nelson Cruz, Aaron Rodgers, and people say, you know what, you forgot one. And I'm like, who? Matt Patricia. And I said, well, he actually worked here, so is he really a villain? Yes, he's a Detroit villain.
He is. He absolutely is.
So,
although it's weird, because you can be bad at your job at some places in this state and be lauded as a hero, even years after you've moved on.
I guess. What did he do to woo you?
What do you mean?
For you to embrace him.
Who?
Matt Patricia.
He hired Ben Johnson, the organization. I'm thankful for that.
The organization would still survive without Ben Wallace.
The Hall of Fame, yeah, the Hall of Fame would certainly survive without Ben Wallace, according to Sam Flannel.
You still keeping him out the Hall of Fame, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, not backing away from that for 2 seconds. His career's over. He can't give me new information.
Hey, wait a minute. Is it okay that Ben Wallace's number was retired?
I wouldn't have done it.
Is that okay?
I wouldn't have done it.
You would not have done it.
No. Okay, everybody stop.
Touchdown.
Everybody stop. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. They have a new podcast out called This is the S Word. It's about fighting the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling, go to thesportsma.com. If you know someone that's struggling, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Neal Ruhl here for Bedrock Detroit. Downtown Detroit's all decked out this winter season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has a giant slide, winter bumper cars, an indoor arcade, plus you can get drinks at the Lodge before or after Red Wings games or Pistons games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with Decked Out Detroit. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com. We are off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Shout out to Sandy and Crystal here in the studio as well, just taking in the show. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Are you thankful to Matt Patricia for hiring Ben Johnson? It's up to 73%. Yes, they are.
These people are crazy, man.
I'm sorry, Terry Foster. I'm sorry.
Guy who ruined your franchise. And a continuation of Matt Millen, you're going to give him... He doesn't deserve any love from anybody.
But maybe it saved the franchise, too.
DMac, those are dope.
Yeah, where you catch those Air Force Ones from, man?
Well, Sandy was sweet enough to bring them in. She said I needed new red shoes because mine were getting pretty beat up, so I put them on display. So, so
those are pretty tight. Yeah,
what?
Those are tight.
Are you a closet and interior designer?
And don't worry, more important, cookies and cream and double chocolate fudge.
Nice.
So I'm good, Spenny. I'll hit you up in a bit. Flannel, you come near my Pop-Tarts and I will punch you in the throat.
So there you go.
That blasphemy.
Let's just reset where we're at, everybody. Ben Johnson is coming back to the Detroit Lions for next year. That's where we're at. Through that, we were discussing, are you thankful to Matt Patricia? And then all of a sudden, Sam Flannel has to jump in here and say he wouldn't have retired Ben Wallace's number. Is that fair? Is that where we are?
That's where we are, and I take full responsibility. I set him up.
Less than 18 minutes in.
You didn't set him up. We knew about his Hall of Fame thing, but really jersey?
I had a
the
suspicion.
Jersey?
Yes.
You're a real bad man.
Because he hates.
Jeff Merrill was saying take his oxygen away. That's how bad it was.
Oh, man. Emerald Eyes. Uncle Neal bamboozled me into thinking Matt Patricia, and he's got a sad face on there. Mm-hmm. So maybe the people do. No, Mark, I did not, quote, lead them astray.
Maybe you're the bad man today. No, but you have that little way of swaying poles, with your little innocent-looking face and say, you know, guys.
It's like an extension of tone. It's like leading the witness. I guess, Terry, did he lead the witnesses?
He led the witnesses.
There it is.
What are you talking about?
And then he's got this stupid look like, what are you talking about? What did I do? He knows good and damn well what he did. And then he goes,
how could I be accused of such things?
Look at that. But every
that used to be Steve Eisman's face after just absolutely tongue lashing a referee up and down, and then he give him a 10-minute miscut. Wait, what? What? You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! What did I do?
I don't know. I just disagree. I just disagree with all that. Here I'm trying to have a discussion, like a sports-based discussion.
We're having a discussion
you've got other media entities in this town talking about Wayne State hockey and stuff like that. And I'm up here trying to have a genuine discussion about Ben Johnson and how it impacts the fans and how it impacts the Lions. And I get Terry Foster up here. You're bamboozling the people and leading them astray.
Well, how's Ben Johnson staying? Why would you spend that?
I guess why would you put, right? Everybody knows I hate olives. So if for better, Matt Patricia's and all, why would you put olives on that pasta that was already done and perfect? Why are you bringing a great day? Why do you have to bring something in that reminds people negative?
I think self-awareness is important.
I think maybe next week you bring it up.
No, because we have to. No, it's not too early, D-Mac, because we can finally close the book on it.
Is it too early to give Matt Patricia any props for anything?
It's always too early.
So if you would have said out of his deficiency, this is what happened, right?
I don't know. Okay, here's one for Terry. David E. Walker. F. Matt Patricia. I ain't giving him no credit for Ben Johnson.
Bam.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Sounds like Dennis Rodman after the after the Bulls beat him in the playoff. I ain't giving the Chicago Bulls no credit.
Sometimes we got to be real tough. And speaking of Dennis Rodman, Dennis Rodman told me at the airport that the Pistons that won 63 games in the 89 championship game, he said they would have beaten the 72-win Chicago Bulls in a head-to-head series at their peak.
Yeah. Red Wings catching a lot of strays. That was a backbreaker yesterday, D-Mac. We're going to get into that one coming up in just a little bit in the show.
You must. You didn't get the.
No, I didn't listen
on
to
Saturday
you
when they lost at home to Columbus.
No, I didn't. I didn't listen to you. I turned it on. I had some work stuff.
Here's a great point by Cody Engel. Patricia didn't hire him to call plays. So isn't it a mute point? You give him credit for having him in the organization, but he wasn't a play caller when Patricia had him.
So yeah, probably wanted to call plays, and Matt Patricia said, "Oh, you're not qualified."
Ethan Brown, Neil, if your kid got 49 out of 50 questions wrong on a test, are you giving them credit for the one they got right? He did get that one right. Factual. You can't take it away from him, Terry.
He didn't hire him as an offensive coordinator. He probably hired him as a film study boy or something.
Only you guys can turn this into this. This was supposed to be, in the words of Mark D'Antonio, a celebration.
Here's the celebration. He's not leaving. The celebration is not that Matt Patricia supposedly hired him. That's not a celebration.
I didn't say that we're celebrating that.
Well,
I'm saying we acknowledge it and then we move on because he did.
Well, yeah, but then you just kept going on and on and on, and then when we said,
what do you mean on and on and on? I put a poll up there.
I'm not giving him any love.
75% of the people agreed with me.
It was 73%.
Terry, what vegetable do you hate? Like, was there one growing up?
You know what? Peas.
Peas?
Peas taste like
farts. All right, so you know what this is like? This is like Neil putting peas on your plate, right? Bringing up a map, and you can't get dessert until you eat your peas.
Right.
Now you're gonna eat them because it's just a little bit, and he didn't put a big portion because he knew. He just put a little bit, but you know what? It was like, eat your peas, bro. And he did that. So like, it's just anything Quinn Tricia to what we're doing with the Campbell Homes.
He put some peas on your plate and then tried to dip it in honey.
He should be wearing the Real Bad Man shirt. That's real. Yeah.
He is.
On a happy, joyous day.
Doughboy Steve says, Terry, 73% of people eat Frosted Pop-Tarts too, don't they?
Yes.
I can disagree with him.
Yes, you can.
I don't know what the percentage is. I'm sure it's a high percentage, but I'm not participating.
Very fine people. No, let's flip side this coin, though. With this Ben Johnson coming back in the celebration that it is, because certainly it is, and we're all happy to hear it. What about the expectations now? Are those expectations? You're already seeing it, DMac. I saw, I believe it was somebody from this network, and I forget who it was, that tweeted, now it's a division title and a playoff win, or it's a failure. You know what I'm saying? This is the other side of that coin, though, DMac. Now the expectations come. Now you have to go to the next level.
I would say playoffs is a must, and winning that home game. It's like hosting a game.
So the division win is a must for you?
With the way the division, with the way things
as it
are
sits
set
right
up,
now.
Here's the telltale. No, I'll know more. Like, it's more injuries. It's more what do you got in the draft. It's too early to say that. But the improvement is definitely make the playoffs, right? So maybe that's too much right now. I don't think the expectation is. But here's the expectation. What does it look like to players from the outside? Because to me, I'm pretty sure that whoever they draft, they're going to be well informed that they want him to be part of our team. But I'm looking at like free agency now that Ben Johnson's back to add something. Is there a piece that we can add? A receiver, somebody that we need, an offensive guy that wants to move here along lines of the Vitae back in the day, but a guy who's more established but's going to be healthy. So I think that what the thing is Neil, is a perception from across the league, fans, but more importantly players, right? That this is going to start to be, and I know it's never been, but more of a, hey, we got to look at Detroit and see if we can fit in there. That too, and also you see Bugs, Terry's guy Bugs, wanting to be back. You hear guys are saying they want to re-up and come back to be a part of it. To me, that's the culture of everything and every piece of the part. The Ben Johnson, you're right. They would. I'm confident they would have replaced him, made a good choice, because they've proven it in the past when they had to move on from Anthony Lynn and they had to move on from Audrey Present. But the fact is the fact that they don't have to have these conversations doesn't take those months of somebody readjusting and everybody getting Jared Goff and everybody getting used to it. It's just business as usual going into the off season.
The WoodwardSports.com chat thread right now really getting vegetable-based in their discussions, and they're talking about how okra is good fried. Once you fry something, doesn't it cease becoming a vegetable at that point?
Yeah, it's not. Okra.
It's delicious.
I mean, okra is just this weird, it's slimy. It's shaped like a penis. Who wants to eat that? I mean, I'm just not interested. And it's green.
Please tell me I don't have the read. All right, I don't.
I'm only into the green part. The rest of that, I'll pass. Yes, but everything should be deep fried, Neil.
Okay. What's the deep fried of haircuts, DMac?
Oh, we know it. We love it. It's Lady Jane's. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the down payment for your dream home. $200,000? $200,000? How's that sound? Yeah, I said it. What do you need to do? Go to Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Matrix Home Solutions is your go-to for any home project. Looking for a new man cave? They are the basement remodel experts. They also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens. An A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. Call 888-594-8844 or go to matrixhomesolutions.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, et al. We are off and running here on Big D Energy. Lots of vegetable discussion, lots of Lions free agency discussion. So you know what? We're adaptable like that, Spenmo. I say I'll let the WoodwardSports.com chat thread program the show. Spenmo was already ahead of it right now, so let's do it. I feel like we got to do a free agent primer. Right, like I feel that we have to do it. Spenmo's got one. I know which way the room's going to go on this one. The chat thread's going to go. For me, it might be a little bit different, but let's do it. You can only re-sign one: Jamaal Williams, John Cominsky, Alex Anzalone. You can only re-sign one.
No Isaiah Buggs?
No, Isaiah's already said he's coming back.
Oh, okay, all right. I think this one is simple.
It is. Whoever has the biggest ass, right, Terry?
No. These other guys, ass is out of the equation.
Okay.
But whoever has the biggest game / personality / can help the team, I think it's Jamaal Williams.
And I figured that would be the way the room would go. Real quick, too, Burgosaurus says offensive line keys an upgrade over Evan Brown. People need to be careful with the slander of Evan Brown going out there. This is a $10 million a year player. According to Spotrac, he won't be back because he's too expensive to bring back now. So the draft could be a way they go. But anyway, we're talking free agency right now.
Terry's point's got to be Jamaal, and Jamaal's around, what do we say, 4.2 or $4.5 million, stuff like that. The biggest deal is which is the direction the team wants to go, because Cominsky, his number's like at $1 million, right, or $1.5 million or $1.2 million. Right, so there's money to be set. So I guess here's my answer, Neil. For me personally, what Jamaal Williams brings to the team, like Terry said, everything is that's your $4 million guy, because I think for 2 years that's still on a deal. But if they want to go different direction, I think that out of all those guys, you might look at Cominsky.
Yeah.
And money bags.
Yes.
Be careful about not wanting to spend money, okay? You don't want to lose that toughness on offense.
I understand that.
You can't depend on Swift. You can't depend on Jared Goff passing it 30, 35 times a game. One of the reasons the offense worked is because Jamaal Williams was tough when he had to be. Be careful about that now.
No, and I get that and understand people are going to say that, but I will say this too. The biggest void, I would think, in the room as far as what happened on the field, and I'll give you some caveats with this, right? I'm telling you guys, man, if you can guarantee me last year's Alex Anzalone, then that one might be it for me, because take him away from that linebacker room, and what are you working with?
Going to? Right, but isn't that the position that you're going to sign the free agent, or you're see all these, what is the next move behind it, right? If they're going to, I could see Anzalone coming back if they're not going to target somebody to replace him with those credentials, right? You're talking, I would expect out of these guys that you might, because they're all at a good price. Even we said Jamaal Williams at $4 million is sort of discount to market to what he provides, right? All these guys are cheaper. That's the.
But if we're doing just the books, if we're doing just the books, then it's Cominsky for me.
That was my point, because of what it allows you to do everything else. But it's got to be Jamaal. I hope that all three of them come back. But if I had to choose where we're at, it's like the Ben Johnson thing. I got to go Jamaal. Just because and it's, to Terry's point, it's that locker room for the other 6 days of the week, along with what he brings on Sundays.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to figure something out here.
Okay.
Anzalone. I thought the guy balled out this year.
He played very well.
Best year of his career.
By far.
Right. But he got dogged by fans this year, and I didn't get it. Yeah, he may not have gotten off to the best start. Nobody did on defense. Maybe Rodrigo, maybe the only one, but people just didn't give him his love like he deserved. You gave Matt Patricia more love
No,
than
stop.
a lot of people gave to Anzalone.
And then that's a point, Terry, you bring up right there. Look at the maturation, the way that Rodrigo's come along. So, I mean, obviously there's got to be some effect to the leadership of Anzalone to what you say. So, I mean, we're talking that these three guys, our NFL can make plays. We've seen them make plays all year long. So I guess it comes down to, Neil, what direction, do you want to go? And is the team going? And can you get them at the discounted price?
And two, I think what I've noticed is, look, whenever you run these with the fans, they're always like, yeah, bring them back. Yeah, bring them back. Yeah, bring them back. You know what I'm saying? And then at that same time, you talk about your cap number and what you have available to spend and all of that. Where, as far as the Lions go, and this is just as it sits right now. We did the show. You can go back and listen to the show that we did, was a Tuesday after the season ended, where we kind of took a best educated guess on what their scenario would look like. We could get you to about 40, right? That was the number we came to. We can get you about 40-ish million in cap space. If we got a little aggressive with the scissors. There are some no-brainers out there as well. But you start adding all these guys back, that number keeps shrinking. And I hear around town, like I hear people talk about, and they do this all the time, where you hear the free agents and you see the sexy names and you hear the big names and go get it on this guy, go get it on that guy. You sign everybody back. You don't get to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't go get Marcus Peters and all these names I hear. You don't get to do it. You have to choose.
Question that I'd ask Terry is that if they made a move for a free agency, would you expect it to be a free agent on defense, probably more than on offense? Or who is that player? Who's that player that's available that you could see plugging in? Because you could be right, Neil. Maybe they just run it back. They did it last year, right? A lot of the time in the offseason, they're re-signing their own guys. So they've shown a track record of doing that. So who knows? But my question is there a guy out there, right? We're always talking about Roquan Smith or whatever like that, but he re-signed. But is there that guy? Is it, because earlier in the year, Bradley Chubb was that guy. Then he re-signed in Miami.
The two guys that I look at when I'm looking at the Lions, if they want to make a splash free agent move on defense, obviously we already talked about Darren Payne from Washington, but for linebackers, I like Trey Edmonds a lot. Trey Edmonds from Buffalo, he's fast, he can cover, he runs all over the field, and he had great numbers last year while playing next to Matt Milano. So if you put him as like the head linebacker on a defense, I think he'll put up some serious numbers.
But what are you paying that guy?
It's gonna be like $14 million a year probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Where's it coming from?
I mean, you can cut.
Who are you walking? Now, we know the cuts.
Well, if you sign him, you don't sign Anzalone.
And who else? That pretty much eliminates Chark from the conversation.
Well, I mean, with the cuts, they'd be at like 40-something million, right? So you can do that and then still throw a little bag at Chark if you want to keep him.
Can you? You don't. We'll do it again. I feel like we got to do this once a week now.
Yeah. Here's where I'm on Neil's side, but for different reasons. If you're asking me, splash free agents in the NFL, I'm passing on them. I'm passing on them until I know this is the guy I need to win a championship, or this is a guy that I need to make a serious run.
You know who seals that stuff, Terry? And it isn't even the splash guys. Like the Rams did it through the trade for Ramsey and all that kind of stuff. But what sealed it for them? When they went and got the $4 million a year Ndamukong Suhs, when they went and got those kinds of guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the finishers. I call them the closers.
But they were right there.
They were right there.
That made sense. Give up all your draft picks, sign free agents, do what you got to do. So this season, this 5-win season, doesn't matter because you got a natty or a Super Bowl under your belt. So that makes sense. But just to sign somebody because I like him, because I think he's going to turn this team from a good team to a pretty good team to a little better team, that's not it for me. Because most of the time when these guys come in, you end up paying them for what they did, because they're not going to do the same thing for your team, and you take a step back.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and this is brilliance right here, and partially because it backs up my point that we talked about during free agency. Hey, why?
You're just scanning all of the rest of them. Why? Who said it?
No. Okay, you agree or disagree with this? Jake Wegener.
Oh.
Jake Wegener.
Okay, well,
I butted heads with him in the past.
He's a fine young man.
He's a fine young man. Valued member of the Big D Energy family community. We love him. Says, I remember all the criticism from them re-signing too many players from a 3-win team. That's fair, right? People were on that.
That is absolutely. That's
absolutely
why
fair.
I said the track record of what they did. And we remember halfway through the year, beginning of the year, we were blaming all that. Couldn't go out, do this and that. So the fact that they will do that, they've proven they'll do that. But is there a guy out there, have they proven yet, to Terry's point, or are they waiting?
Yeah.
Are they waiting? Now, Brad Holmes came from the Rams, right? And he wasn't there the year, obviously, he was here. They won the Super Bowl. But these talks go into it. So I could see, to Terry's point.
Yeah, I think you go another year signing free agents who are Neal approved.
So,
in other words, it's not going to be that big guy.
To Terry's point, if we ran it back this year with the cap, with most of our guys and didn't go out, we have to sign guys in the net. But does our salary cap put us in a position to make a splash in 2 years, or would it be better to make a splash this year?
And real quick, part two
Because
of his statement there. Yeah, he said, I expect they will do their best to retain as many of the big role players that they had and still be minimal players in free agency again. And Jake, that's what I'm leaning to. And I know that we're all a pack of pit bulls on a chain right now. We're going for a walk down the street, and 8 of them want to go in 8 different directions. And you're just trying to hold them on that chain right now. Like, I get that, and I think Jake, it's going to be closer to what you say and closer to what I think than this grandiose fantasy football taking over.
Tell me the finish is because in 2 years, right, when you have how much cap space?
100. You still got to sign your draft
I know you got to sign your guys,
million.
but that's your flexibility, right?
Right.
Like, that's when we really got to dive in to say, okay, we got to sign bigger money.
But to be fair, there's a lot more teams with money then. So, the price of playing is going to go up.
And to be fair, okay, that's fair, but you're also, too, after next year, we're expecting to be even more of a destination for free agents.
Bingo.
Right, that want to be here. So something we haven't dealt with either before in the past is people wanting not just to come for a payday, but coming to be a part of something. And then I look back at our 2002 Hall of Fame team or whatever, but when you add Dominic Hasek, Luke Robitaille, and Brett Hull, right, somebody's got to take less to market. So I'm just saying, to be able to come and play together, you put yourself in that position because you have the money. Right. But I'm looking at it like you don't have to overspend with another year and being that much closer.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll has gone final. You can only re-sign one. Jamaal Williams, 76%. John Cominsky, 21%, which was a little higher on Cominsky than I thought it would be. Alex Anzalone, only 2%. I figured that was that where it would be. I don't know.
Man.
They don't respect long blonde hair.
I'm telling you.
Sorry, Crystal, they don't.
If you want to win a championship, at some point you have to have a white guy with long blonde hair on defense. You got to.
And you need up front. What do you need, Terry?
Need a brother with a big ass, and I mean humongous. 2 big ham bones put together.
Blonde hair, big ass, and okra. There we go. We got it all.
That's it.
Terry, we're on our way to building a dynasty here.
No, they are. This is why it's not the same old lines. They got the white guy with the blonde hair on defense, and they got a big ass brother in the middle. It's different now.
Tell me.
You should be excited because of that.
And both of those players fit my description too.
Oh,
financially.
Oh, we on a roll now.
Terry, let's get over to Birmingham Pub right now.
I think you
let's
got
get over there right now.
Man, we should. Yeah,
I think you're back in.
This guy's
Trish is out.
Yeah, you're right, Terry. You're right.
All right.
Cintron, everybody. You can win a VIP experience from Cintron. All right, listen up. You can win stuff here. I'll give you a second. Cranberry, classic and sugar-free. I'm going to tell you about the VIP experience. You know what? Why wait? Get special access to a private Red Wings practice Wednesday, January 25th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now remember, that's got to work for you. Wednesday, January 25th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cintron can give you special access to a private Red Wings practice. Here's what you got to do. Listen up. All you have to do is type the word Cintron in the chat. Right now, we'll select a winner by the end of the show. It gives everybody a chance here. You know, if you're listening on delay or whatever, fire it in there. Sam Flannel is monitoring the chat. This is his job. His ass is on the line here. He will select one lucky winner, and they'll get access to a special private Red Wings practice Wednesday, January 25th from 11 to 1 p.m. Type Cintron in the chat. Make sure you keep watching to find out who's today VIP winner. Now a special shout out to Tammy Chin, as a matter of fact. She was selected on the morning show. We're running this. How long are we running this for? A week?
I think so.
Yeah, we're running it for a while here. So if you don't win today, don't worry. You'll get more chances.
And if you don't win, you know what? Then you just got legend killed like Ben Wallace from Flannel.
Absolutely.
So
or you know what?
Or DMac.
Yeah.
Join the crowd.
You know
Be
what,
part of
DMac?
the
If
family.
you don't win, all you got to do is say, ha, 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 and drink some Cintron. Anyway, all this is brought to you by Cintron.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the downtown Detroit markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers, where you can get your customized approach to weight loss, like our own Ryan Ermanni. Look at this. This all happened in a week. No, we're just kidding. But Ryan Ermanni is down over 15 pounds using Custom Health Centers. They've helped many people, over 20,000 success stories, like Detroit Lion great Eddie Murray. How about that? Detroit Piston bad boy and NBA champion Rick Mahorn. He's down over 51 pounds. Saw him a couple weeks ago. He looks great. You can start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health at 844-789-8446. Again, 844-789-THIN. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Appreciate all you guys tapping in. And WoodwardSports.com chat thread, David Varney says, Ruhl, Joey Porter Jr., Anthony Richardson, mock to the Lions. Your response? No. Anything else? I'm not taking the corner at 6, man. Like, financially, I'm not doing it.
You can't, and again, to explain why, guys, it's not just a no. It's because what does it do to you moving forward? You be in the same similar position as you are with Jeff Okudah, having to pay him $10 million, right? So the big thing is because, guys, this is why, because how it affects your salary cap, not this year, or not on the individual contract, the early contract, but like Okudah, 4 or 5 years down the line. You don't want to be paying your quarterbacks at a first round or a 6th overall price, right, Neil?
No, that's exactly where it is.
Is that why?
No, because what's the discussion we're having right now with Jeff Okudah?
Right. So the fact is, if it didn't matter that the salary cap didn't happen or whatever, then you'd pick anybody. right?
Bingo.
Up at 6.
Yeah.
But the implications, and I don't think people understand that. And people to the point, because I didn't understand it till you explained it to me like a year ago.
Right.
But we got it to talking about it, but it's very important.
Yeah, and Ryan's reaction. I like how we make F up picks like Ebron and Okudah, and everyone's like, "Let's do it again." And look, for me, Ebron did make a Pro Bowl in his career. He did. It didn't work here, obviously. It's not so much the player for me, it's the position in the market for the position. And what did we talk about, Spenny? Where I was getting a bunch of crap about, mainly from Terry Foster, about you don't want to sign any free agents and stuff like that. And I was of the opinion, if you're going to take Kyle Hamilton, then who do we sign in free agency then last year?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. He's on the Saints.
Marcus Williams.
Marcus Williams, right? Like, I'll pay for, if I'm going to pay 65% of it, I'll just pay 100% of it and know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where it makes sense, Terry.
Right.
Even though you hate money.
I love money if it's in my pockets.
Okay.
But Eric Ebron and Jeff Okudah couldn't work out in this town because, especially Ebron, because I think people were so appalled of where they were taken and the position that it just was going to be a poisonous situation for both of those guys.
Which is fair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I read this one and it got me fired up. And I think it's going to end up being a topic right now. Jalen Burleson on our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And you're asking the question, man. I'm not like, when you hear this response, Jalen, it's not directed at you. It's more or less, I want people to realize, I think, in my opinion, where this franchise is. How are we against Anthony Richardson at 18, though? 2 years of grooming behind Goff so he can finish his contract. Jalen, here's the deal. And I'm curious to get the room's opinion on this. And I'm curious to get the guy. I'm getting excited about this now. I'm curious to get the guys here's take on it. Because if this team is where we think it is, where I think it is, the window's open now. Yes, I'm saying it. The window is open now. And if it's not open all the way yet, it's in the process of opening. There's no one that can dispute that, I don't think. You can't dispute that the window is in the process of opening right now. I am not in the business of giving away the number 18 overall pick for a team that I think will be a division champion next year. A lot of you will. Certainly playoff is the expectation. And if you get in the playoffs, you have a shot. I'm not saying I would bet my mortgage on it if the Lions got to the playoffs last year, but that is a prerequisite to winning the Super Bowl, that you have to get into the playoffs. And if the window is opening and you're a playoff team, I'm not in the business of giving away the 18th overall pick, a pick that could put me over the top in 2 years, that could put me over the top in 3 years. This team is approaching a window. I'm not in the business of taking a player that is never going to help me over the course of the next 2 to 3 years. If they're going to get to where everybody thinks they're going to go, it's going to be with Jared Goff, everybody. It is. That's where we're at. Either that or it's some wild outside-of-the-box trade or one of those types of things. That's what it is. A rookie quarterback that's taken a number 18 will not help this team in the next 3 years. And DMac, this is part of a window for this team. Warm up to it. If you don't think that that's the case now, as we approach this draft, start thinking with that perspective. And the number 18 pick is too valuable to throw away on a 2-year project. That's not the chair that they have in the game right now. They're ready to contend. They are ready to contend. Act accordingly.
Can you calm down for a minute? All right. First of all, you think too short-sighted. At some point, Jared Goff is going to die. He's going to be.
Hey, Terry, we all are.
He's going to be 35. He's going to be 36, and even you're going to be saying, "Get his ass out of here," because he can't play anymore. You have to find. Excuse me. Is your goal just to be good the next 3 years?
He's 28 right now, Terry.
Or to find somebody who's going to be good down the road, and Richardson might be that guy. Now, you have Brad Holmes, who we trust to get a quality player at 6, quality players in this, maybe not the second round because all the Lion GMs blow the second round, but the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th round. The Lions have never had a competent backup quarterback. And I think it's hurt them before. Get somebody in there that you have faith can carry this team if something happens to golf. And the other little tiny little secret you forgot, in the National Football League, quarterbacks get hurt. And they miss 5 games. They miss 6 games.
And you lose those games when they're out.
And you lose those games, but you have a better shot if you have a guy with some talent that you're developing under Ben Johnson, who's not leaving. So I would not be opposed to drafting Richardson with the 18th pick. Because you already got another first-round pick.
I don't want to. I'm sitting here with you. No, but if he went, there's a reason that he went that high. I think that this is a question like I proposed for next year. This is more in the next year's draft. But if you look at it, that like I know some people here at the network are absolutely sold on Anthony Richardson. From what I saw from Stetson Bennett, I'd rather take a shot at him in the 5th round or 6th round. Brad Holmes came out and told you that flat out, there's interviews out there that they are going to address the backup quarterback, and it's not going to be something this year, so whether it's in the draft or not. I'm with you, Neil. I think that I'd rather see that linebacker with the 18 overall pick, Joey Porter Jr., if he's still there, like somebody that's going to affect instead of sit on the sidelines for the next 2 or 3 years. You're not in the caveat position. You're in a caveat position to compete for playoffs and for the win. Terry even said about bringing the Ndamukong Suhs in and bringing the last pieces of the puzzle like the Rams does. To me, your 18 overall pick, you don't have that luxury. You absolutely don't. This has got to be a guy that hopefully you're picking that's going to be here as a first rounder. You expect defense or whatever it is. But to Terry's point, if they drafted it, I got to trust.
Neil, face me and let me see your eyes.
Yes.
Okay. Darren, can you do the same thing? Yep. You know what I see in both of you? Fear. Fear.
No, that's you, Terry. You're scared. You're scared.
How do I feel when I just said that I will accept anything that is drafted, but I don't like Anthony Richardson. I like Stetson Bennett, and I think you can get it. Why would I pick
you can't get
Terry,
quality
you're scared
outside the first round.
You're the one being a bitch right now, Terry.
I don't want
you
Richardson. If you're asking me,
you're willing to go for a 5th round quarterback.
No, Terry, stop. Okay, Terry, let me see your eyes.
Right, because it's a 5th round.
Here's the deal, Terry. Here's why you're being a bitch right now. You're telling me about, well, someday Jared Goff's going to be 35. The window's closed by then, Terry. It's over. You're scared of what the reality. You're being a Michigan fan right now. You're scared of what the reality is. This team is ready to roll, right?
You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to watch that guy run down the sideline during a game and I had Richardson going, well, that 18th overall pick might have been able to make a tackle, but, you know, we drafted Richardson.
If you draft
why you want to have a Jordan Love
situation? Does that mean the Lions' run is done?
No, it doesn't mean it's done.
They haven't had a run yet. We're assuming they're going to have
see,
one.
That's it right there. You are scared of you're scared to accept the reality of it right now, Terry. Are they approaching a window right now? Are they approaching a window to be a contender? Okay.
And will the window continue to rise if they draft Richardson with the 18th pick?
The nature of this, Terry, and the streets are filled with these examples. You got a 4 to 5 year look.
I didn't
That's
get
it.
an answer.
I'm not in the business of throwing away the 8. You know what? Yeah, Terry, it hurts their opportunity.
Will the window close?
It doesn't open it further. I'll tell you that. It doesn't help it. It hurts it.
To me, that blows a tire. You have to stop, change the tire.
You stop opening the window,
team
Terry.
You need right now. To me, that's more old lion behavior drafting a.
Thank you, and that's my point.
The Pistons drafted Darko at number 2 and still won the championship.
So then he wasn't a bust.
He was a bust.
No, they won a championship.
You just told me they won a championship. Did it hurt? Did it hurt them in the future? Terry, did it hurt him in the future?
Did it hurt him the next 2 to 3 years, which is all you can talk about?
No. It didn't. I would contend that it did because they never got back after that.
Well,
right? Did they?
Champion. They made the NBA Finals the next year,
and then
they made 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals,
and then they blew it up. What if that would have been Dwayne Wade?
That would have been great. Then they would have
the window.
Now I'm saying
the window would have been open wider, not closed shut.
Draft your Dwayne Wade now.
But he's not going to walk in and help you.
Talking second overall.
That's
pick
true,
the basketball
but he can help you down the road.
No, Terry, you're scared. You're scared of being a contender. I, however, am not scared of getting lobster for lunch.
No.
Hey, Spenny. Sorry to interrupt. Let me just announce. I already did it in the Woodward Sports chat poll, but the winner today is Detroit Dabber 313, and I already put the instructions down, but I will say them again. Email stick@woodwardsports.com and give your name, phone number, and email, and he'll get you all set up with that VIP practice. So congratulations, Detroit Dabber. You're a real one.
Dabber. The man.
Way to go, Dabber. Sam hates the rest of you other than Dabber, just like he hates me and Ben Wallace.
That's true. That is true. That is a fact. And another fact is the best thing you can get for lunch is Cousins, Maine, lobster, obviously. How many times do I got to tell you guys? Jeez. Because Woodward Sports is brought to you by Cousins, Maine, Lobster, Detroit. Check out their food trucks rolling around the city, offering the tastiest lobster rolls, lobster tacos, and Terry and my favorite, lobster grilled cheese. Go to cousinsmainelobster.com and search locations to find Detroit, schedule, or download the app and order ahead to earn points. You can even scan that QR code right there and figure out where they are rolling around the city. So make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster, Detroit.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
It's a new year, so like Guardian, protect what's important to you, personal or business, with customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs, but I need you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Day, night, it don't matter. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed, but I need you to call 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care, no matter what it is, business, personal. Maybe it's like Sam Flannel and the flannel protection. How many straight days now?
196.
196 straight days of flannel protection, or one for my big red shoes. But regardless, I need you to call the number today, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the playoffs, Tom Brady.
There it is. Still sitting there, even with the sleeves on. Guardian Alarm local security experts, tell them, Big D Energy, we sent you.
Back at it, Big D Energy, hour number 2. It's time for the Monroe Street Midway Minute. You guys know what it is. Again, the weather, staying warm out there. Get outside and enjoy it. We're stealing money here in January, and you can make it all the more fun downtown at Monroe Street Midway all winter long. Activities for the kids, you already know what it is. The winter bumper cars, the Arctic slide, all of that. Activities for the adults as well. The drinks at the lodge, you can do that. Also, toasty tents if you're soft like me. Even this isn't warm enough for me, but for the masses it is. But hey, even if you're soft like I am, you can get inside that warm toasty tent and get toasty as well. Terry Foster has done it. You should do it too. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com. Get all the deets, as the kids say. Get all the information. deckedoutdetroit.com. It's a Monroe Street Midway in downtown Detroit. Second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Fans are fired up here in the discussion. And Terry, the people are kind of leaning towards my side here with it, where you hurt yourself because you're taking a player that cannot help you for at least 2 years. And that's factual, Terry.
But you're probably taking 6 or 7 other players who can.
So why wouldn't you take 7 or 8 players who can?
Because I know the quarterback is the most important position in the National Football League, and that this man, if I have confidence enough in him, I think he can be that bridge. We talk about Jared Goff being the bridge. Maybe this is the bridge.
If they're going to win, it's going to be with Jared Goff, barring like a massive trade or something like that. This is what it is.
But does that mean when these 2 years are over that the Lions are over? So I'm looking for long-term success. So a franchise has been this abysmal for 6 decades. Why can't they be
scared.
good? Huh?
You're being scared. You're playing. You're playing from a position of fear,
baby. It's the Detroit Lions.
So you are
I think he's playing from a
scared.
position of history.
Yeah.
Right,
Which
where
is
he's
fear.
hanging on to is that he fears that this is all hunky-dory
So you're
for
scared.
the next few years,
No,
and
no,
then
no,
they're
no.
going to forget
What's wrong?
to set
No, no.
the foundation.
You are settling. Hey, let's just be good for a couple years, and that's good.
No. You're
I'm saying,
scared.
you know what?
Oh, history.
Let's be good for 7 or 8 years. Let's do the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's do the Green Bay Packers before they imploded.
Yeah, Neil, you talked
Yeah,
about.
but I don't want to
No.
do the Jordan Love scenario of taking a first rounder and have him sit on the bench for 3 years.
Jordan
Jordan Love sucked.
What?
This guy is a good quarterback.
Oh, okay. Okay. What do you got, Spenny?
You talked about yesterday that this could possibly be the draft where the Lions build a dynasty. Wouldn't building a dynasty important part of that being getting your quarterback for the future?
When I say a dynasty with the NFL, here's what it is. You get a 5-year window, right? 5 to 6 year window. That's the way that it works. They're approaching that window being open. Is next year, is that window open? Around the room. Spenny, is that window open starting next? If you're division champion, that window's open. Is the window open next year, Terry?
If they win it, yes. It's open.
Would
But that would be year 1.
Would you pick them to win the division?
No.
You won't pick them to win the division. So they're not going to host a playoff game, so they probably won't win a playoff game.
Second.
Okay.
Right now, but once again, I want to see the free agent signings. I want to see the draft. Ask me in May, and I'll give you a definitive answer.
We'll come back to you then. Sam Flannel.
Yes.
The window's open.
100%.
Okay. DMac.
Yeah, of course, guys, here's the thing. At the end of the day, if Brad Holmes or any of these GMs don't come out and haven't addressed the situation, I watched an interview where he pretty much said that the backup position of what they did this year wasn't going to happen again, where they signed Tim Boyle and expected him. So it's going to be addressed. So no matter who, if it's through the draft and they choose, if they did choose, and it was Anthony Richardson or any quarterback at 18, I got to trust that this is different, and they're planning ahead too, Terry. I believe that next year is when they need to address in the draft, if they're going to address it, because if they do finish where they do, maybe they win a playoff game or 2 or whatever, so you're getting that 20-something pick, and then you're in that situation where maybe that quarterback's there. It's all what they like. Who do they like that's out there? We don't know. If they're sold on Anthony Richardson and he goes at 18, then I got to say, okay, I don't like it. I don't see it, but I'm willing to listen because it's...
Well, yeah, I mean, that goes without saying to me. I mean, Brad Holmes has built up more than enough credit in the bank.
So we sit back. That's the whole thing is there's no sense of getting upset
I can't
with what
see him
they're gonna
doing
do.
it, though. I can't, with all the holes that this team has, especially defensively, with all the holes that this team has,
Right.
I can't see him. I
there
can't
it
see
is.
that
I
man
can't see.
that is that good at his job saying, I have the 18th overall pick in the draft. Let me take somebody that will help us in 3 years. I can't see that, Terry. I can't see this man doing that.
Last time I checked, he also has the number 6 pick.
Right, he does.
And you like David Blau and
Stop.
Garcia and
Stop
all
with
these
that,
scrubs.
T-Boss.
You
know what? You're right.
because you know they're never going to get paid.
Spenny, he's right? Like, I couldn't get enough of the reports coming from training camp in May when David Blau was leading them down the field on an 80-yard drive in a 7-on-7 drill. Lighting up the 7-on-7 drill and firing a touchdown into the end zone to Trinity Benson.
Well, you willing to go at it again?
I couldn't get enough of those reports.
Well, you wanted
I
another
looked
year.
into this camera and said, please, give me more reports of David Blau in the 7-on-7 drill in May.
He's a tough guy, man.
Please do that.
David Blau's wife's hot.
That is true. Yeah. Spenny, what's your take on this about Terry and I's little argument right here?
I mean,
because you're an anti-golf guy.
I am. I see both sides of it. I personally don't see them getting a quarterback with their first.
And what's your reasoning behind that take?
Because they need defense to compete now.
Because there's too many holes.
Yeah,
and because they can win now.
They can win now, but I also see Terry's point where if you get a quarterback, it will set you up further down the road and will possibly extend the window of opportunity you have. Because when you're signing the guys that you have now on your team, when you're signing them to contracts, like a Hutchinson, like a Penix Sewell, like an Amon-Ra St. Brown, it'll be better to have a rookie or a quarterback on a rookie deal on your books.
Tony C says it. You guys know Stetson Bennett's almost as old as Goff.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. I do not want Stetson.
There's no way they draft Stetson Bennett.
Yeah,
unless it's in the 7th round.
Or unless they want to sign him so he could retire.
Get him the pension and get out.
Yeah, give him a 1-day contract and then let him retire.
I think he was in college football enough. I think he qualifies for the NCAA pension. So
he should.
So I think he will be.
Him and Connor Shaw.
Yeah, will be there with that. DMac, we go for the 5 for fighting, brother?
We are.
You want to run it when we get back?
Let's do it.
Last night felt like a funeral watching the Red Wings game. Yes. 5 for fighting. DMac's own when we come back. After I tell you about the comfort foods at Big Boy. Wintertime in Detroit's always better with the comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf, right, Spenny?
Give me the loaf.
Spenny, could you eat 2 of the classic meatloaf dishes?
Oh, yeah.
Be careful.
Easily. I'll be on the toilet for a little while, but it'd be good. I can get it done.
Or try the Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. That'll stop you back up, Spenny, so run with that. The Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy for winter comfort foods today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you find the cleanest salons in the D, spotless, sanitized rooms, and trained and certified tanning professionals. You're not walking into some party store here. These are people that know what they're doing at Chili Peppers Tanning. You can join the Pepper Club, get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. You can pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty Lotion, Spencer.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations and more on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all.
Chili Peppers Tanning.
Back at it here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, and the one, the only real bad man, Terry Foster. Real scared man. That's what he's so scared of history.
I'm the bravest dude in here, man.
No, you're the most scared. I ain't never scared.
I might be scarred, but not scared.
Okay, one of the two. Real quick, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I'm sure Spenmo likes this one. Cam says, I'll get faded to hit that soup and salad bar all day.
Facts.
All right, it is time for the one, the only Darren Aloysius McCarty and today's edition of the 5-Foe Fighting.
I appreciate it, Spenny. I sent you something.
got it.
I need 3 minutes at the end of the show.
Okay, you got it.
To address nothing on just a life thing. Anyways, Fight for Fighting, guys. We're all frustrated. First question. What are you most frustrated with this 2022-23 Red Wings team? Is it a player? Right? Is it a coach? Or is it something to do with the team play?
My biggest frustration is I saw it for a little bit, but I don't see any difference from last year defensively. They're a little more capable at times of scoring. They're capable of coming back in games. But and I know the system. I know the system change, and I understand the personnel change, and I'm not like pinning this on Mo Sider or anything like that. It looks the same to me, DMac. And sometimes you see it in a big stretch. Sometimes you see it at the beginning of the game. Case in point, last night, you saw it at the end of the game, but you're still seeing it. That's what I'm frustrated by. It looks the exact same. We are in the exact same spot as we were last year when I tapped out. Last night broke me. To give up a run, an offensive run like that against that team, can't have it, man. Can't have it, T-Foss.
Now, last night aside, I don't understand why you got to get behind 5-0, 4-0, 3-0, 4-0, like on a consistent basis. Why do you get your ass kicked in the first period? The alarm clocks were off late. I don't know, but I've seen two games, or two types of games. One where somebody just smothers them and they can't do anything, and then against Columbus, it was like Columbus was clowning them. We're going to do whatever we want, whenever you want, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Then all of a sudden, it's like, well, shoot, the Wings are a regular team now. They're pretty good. They might be the better team on the ice now, but it's too late to win the game.
You know what's funny, Neil, looking back, and I'd have to go through it, but I believe, just off the top of my head, that they were more consistent. Like, they played more consistent 60-minute games last year than they have this year. The inconsistency is a joke. The not starting on time is a joke. The biggest joker, the checkout, is, like you said, getting clowned by, I don't know if you know this, but Columbus is the worst team in the Western Conference, and then you just played another worst team in the Western Conference in Arizona, and you got beat by both of them. You can't take care of games you're supposed to take care of, that all the better teams, the playoff teams. I think the apparentness is sometimes that defensively it's a joke, and it is no different. It's the inconsistency. But again, right, what I say, last year at this time, what were we talking about? Players. Is Zadina going to be a player? Who's this? Who's that? Right? Which, in my perspective, now we're talking about team, which is, whether you like it or not, whether you don't like it, and it's gross to watch or not, what you expect, is your expectations have risen.
Yes.
To a team, not an individual. So I want people to realize, okay, now, because our expectations have gone up. Question number 2.
Okay, wait, just one before 2. Okay, are we in agreement on this? Maybe you guys disagree, but maybe you see the same thing you saw as last year, but I also see this year the highs. When they're high, it's like, damn, these are some bad dudes. These
real bad men.
Would it fair to say their range, right? Their range is a lot bigger.
The ceiling's higher.
Their ceiling's so much higher.
But the floor is the same.
About being able to score a goal, bringing in each other. To me, that the ceiling's higher because they've entered the team.
Right.
Criticizing.
But the problem is the floor's the same too.
There you go.
Amen.
That's it.
There you go. So number 2 was.
I'm glad we talked through that.
Have you given up with these guys being a playoff team?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%. And you know what's funny is I saw it in your eyes. The Columbus game broke you. I see it in your eyes again. The Columbus game broke this man.
Here's the thing. It got me off the ride. Right? I checked out at that train station.
Yeah.
I went, no, I don't, because I don't need to. And none of you need to. Because why? Because I trust the guy in charge. And it's not worth me being frustrated. So I turned it on last night, oh, great, they got a lead, want to see this, but then watch them do that same, right? The defense wins championships, but Terry, do you think they got any shot of making the playoffs?
Well, I think they have a shot, but my prediction will remain the same as it's been the last few weeks. They're not a playoff team to me because other teams are playing better. This is the time when if you're a real playoff team, you start to get better. You are showing other teams, why you belong. You clown teams like the Wings have been getting clowned. I see non-playoff teams playing better than them, but I just don't think they have the staying power this year to make the playoffs.
And here's the other thing with it too. For me, the whole playoff answer to that question, the teams that have moved in front of them now. They were ahead of the Florida Panthers. Mm-hmm. Now the Panthers have won, 3 in a row. They lost, they got points out of the game in Toronto last night. It's that there are too many teams in front of them now, and people on the surface will say, "Well, they're only 6 points out of the spot." Yeah, but you're behind 4 teams. Every night they play each other, you have to win just to stay even.
Right, because one of those 4 teams is going to get 2 points.
And how about this? You can't play Columbus and the Coyotes and come away with 1 point.
Right, bam.
You're done. You're dead when you do that. Sorry, that's just the way that it is.
You are so right, Mr. K-Line.
All right, next one. So Bertuzzi and Larkin. Obviously, we talked all along, years past or whatever, part of the future and stuff like this. But decisions need to be made. If you're Steve Yzerman right now at this point, where are you leaning towards? Resigning both of them, listening for trade for both of them. Where do they stand? Because obviously these are 2 integral parts of your culture and your organization. Where are you moving forward with these 2 guys as of today? And maybe you're just holding still because you don't have to. But
I will tell you this:
a little less than 6 weeks is a trade deadline.
I will tell you this: everything is on the table.
Bam.
But on both sides. On both sides. Yeah. You talked about the trade thing. It's on the table. You talked about the re-sign thing. That's on the table. You talked about the non-re-sign thing. That's on the table too.
My gut feeling is that I want to sign Larkin. Although I think Bertuzzi could be a more dangerous player going down the road. I like the hometown boy effect and the fact that he can play. He's almost getting a point a minute. So I want to keep those guys with my organization. The thing I'm not sure about is Bertuzzi totally behind the program? I don't know that. It seems like he might not be, but I really believe Larkin is. So my gut instinct is to sign Larkin. Want to sign Bertuzzi, but if it doesn't work out, so be it.
And here's the deal. The trade deadline will tell you everything you need to know. Because 1919 ain't losing somebody for nothing.
As planned.
And I say ain't for a fact.
Right, and a little bit off that, number 4 was off that. Is this like the first time that you've actually thought that maybe it's true that Dylan Larkin might not be your captain moving forward, or Tyler Bertuzzi? Maybe you thought they were all going to be there.
I've thought that the last 2 years, man.
Right, but I mean,
it was
it's
a possibility.
Reality that, holy cow, but at the end of the day, it's whatever Steve thinks best for the team, right?
Right. It's just, and again, I can't get past it. And going to the New Jersey Devils game, and knowing that the Devils were playing well, certainly got off to an unconscious start, kind of faded back a little bit. But you look at the players that they have and what they're paying them. And everybody here was like, oh, Larkin, $8 million a year, no problem. Yeah, absolutely. Well, look at what $8 million a year gets you at some other places in the NHL. And that's the reality, guys. I know we want to feel good and everything about it. Jack Hughes is an $8 million a year guy. Those are not equal. Those are not equal players.
But he also expected different. They're not. Here's the thing: you can't. And I told you, I know it's not go by because of the age and the contract. But Jack Hughes, is he a 1C or is he a 2C? To you, is he a number 1 center or is he a number 2 center?
he's more likely to be a number one center than the alternative.
Right. So to that point, where Dylan Larkin, we've said all along, is when he is your number two center, when he is your Yzerman, and I think in this game, because you need that number one where you're going to pay probably a little bit more. Have you... does that question make sense to you?
It makes total sense. I haven't given up on even Neal saying that Larkin is a number one center at some point. He's still young. He's still developing.
No,
he's still producing.
Terry, we're getting to that.
I think
we're getting to that
Hughes
free
is
agency.
Number one. Larkin,
Hughes is a number one.
I'm telling you, is that it's the same as Stevie needs his Sergey. Larkin's never had that, right? What do you bring in? You bring in Weiss, or he wasn't here then.
Yeah.
But you bring in Franz Nielsen. He is one.
Hughes is a number 55 points, 44 games, man. That's a number one.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But don't right. So
plus 60.
It's one of these things about the waters you're going to have to think about in these questions. I don't think these questions we've asked ourselves or had to be honest with ourselves until now. But is it fair to say? Right? Are you willing, and is everybody willing, that at the end of the day, sit back, enjoy to whatever you want, because 6 weeks from now,
you get
the trade
your answers.
deadline will tell you everything, and it's almost resume the conversation then.
Yes.
Does anything that happens between now and the trade deadline, other than interaction, you should be on vacation, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean,
if you checked out, you're on vacation, paying attention.
It's just that you. Barring they win 13 of 14. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden the light
you can
goes
get back
on.
on the train.
But that ain't gonna happen. This is what we are. At some point, T-Foss, you got to look in the mirror and say, you know what? This is what I am, and you have to accept it.
That is true, but I might be a fool. But I still think there's a shot for Larkin to be Stevie Light, and I will take that.
Yeah,
Stevie
that's right. The two C.
Easy guy.
What?
Easy, T-Foss. Stevie Light.
I didn't say Stevie, period.
It's Stevie Light.
What's
Stevie
Light?
Stevie Light.
Light.
Stevie anorexic.
He scraps.
And that's fair.
He's more scrappy than...
Stevie was a 160-point-a-year guy,
We're
man.
not talking about that. Yeah, how many championships did he win doing that?
No, I understand.
We're talking about
that.
the 80-point guy, 2C, whatever like that. That's when he's Steve Yzerman light. Not Sergei Fedorov light.
No, that is true. That is true, DMac.
Right. That's exactly where he sits. And you know what?
And then
that's not what it is. Because are we talking about championships or are we talking about winning a scoring title? Right. What are we talking about here,
And when he was getting all those points, guess what Scotty Bowman, the greatest coach in history, said? Stop. We don't need all this offense. You better get back on defense.
You want to be
we got
Connor
91
McDavid?
for the offense.
See, no wonder you're made. That's the whole thing. It's a different conversation. You can't have
To be fair, though, DMac, as this sits right now, and I'll defend Larkin from this respect. To be fair, he is not put in that position to play that way. You know what I'm saying? The lack of what this team is defensively does not afford him the luxury to be an all-out attacking player.
But he's not that. He's a two-way, one of the better, like Stevie, when Stevie's true game, right? That he could turn it out. But do you want to win? It's what do you want to win? Championships. And the similarities to Stevie Light. Gosh, Stevie's Merlin. He's King Arthur. He's born in Waterford. He pulled the freaking Excalibur out of the rock. He knows exactly. The thing I always said is because his history. Two kids you grew up here.
Right.
He's all of us. He's me except from here. I'm from across the border, so I'm the stepchild, adopted, right? But he's got everything in the history, so he is Stevie. That's what I'm saying. Steve Yzerman, 18 coming here. Where's Dylan Larkin? But it's even more so. That's what it is. That's why
we're gonna know the answers in 6 weeks.
That's what it is. Take a break till then. Can we? That's what. Don't get frustrated. That's what I want to tell people. Don't live and die with it. Let's see what happens in the next 6 weeks. And you're going to hear things about your favorite players that you don't want to hear. Because I think the only two untouchables, right, are Sider and maybe Raymond. But I still think that if somebody comes with a conversation, because they don't come light on that conversation, right? If you're going to throw to Steve Yzerman, You got,
if you're calling 19 and you've got that on your mind.
He's the first one to be the real bad man.
I think it's cute that Neal is willing to give the benefit of the doubt to Matt Patricia, but not
No,
Larkin.
stop.
Did
Hey,
you see?
all I know,
you
hey,
heard
guys,
it too, right?
guys, all I know is this.
Terry, did I hear that right? Let's ask the people, Spenny. Can we do it?
No, hey,
just because I don't want to get the accountability. I was a little emotional in there, but I got to go by my boy T-Fox. But is Neal give more credit to Matt Patricia in leaving?
Hey, all I know is if someone's going to call Eisenman asking about those two, he ain't calling up talking about a ham and Swiss sandwich.
I know, because he should call Flannel.
Yes, but we can't talk about ham and Swiss sandwiches right now because we have to talk about another Swiss, and that is Swiss Insurance. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose a January 1st effective date. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. Again, that is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hi, Christina Gennari from Keller Williams Domain, your obvious choice in real estate. The Lions aren't headed to the Super Bowl, but you might be headed to your new home. Call or text me 248-550-4788 or come see me at soldchristina.com. I want to make sure you don't miss out on this hot spring market that's just getting warmed up. See you soon.
Hey, it's Tom Mazaway for all your real estate needs. Check out my gal, Christina Gennari. She's got you covered. Right, Lions?
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster running around here somewhere. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. And I will say this. This is the first time, like in the chat, that there has been questions about Dylan Larkin. And we are seeing it from people before.
Because everybody's expectation that they're not watching what they should be watching. And as far as like, because here's the thing, there's a lot of holes in this ship, but there's not a hole there fair. With that. Like that's cool. Be the way that it is. But if you want to be like I told Neal, or be like me, it's just And checking out means not checking in. It just means don't commit your heart and soul to what goes on until it'll give you a clearer picture. It's like you gotta wait till we arrive on land. March 3rd. Right?
Gentlemen, can I do something for the very first time on this show?
Yes, you may.
I would like to propose a poll, a spinny poll.
Wait, you always make fun of me for, let's take a poll of the people and see the people. You always make fun of me.
I can do the same thing. Am I not entitled?
You are entitled.
Okay.
That's the problem. You're entitled.
All right,
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Neal Ruhl on his little bedroom wall has a giant poster of Greg Kampe, and it says underneath, Greg Kampe is my hero. What poster is next to that? Is it a poster of Dylan Larkin or Matt Patricia?
No, stop. Stop. Speaking of Greg Kampe in Oakland University, just got the press release next Friday. Golden Grizzlies at Youngstown State will be on ESPN2. So next Friday night.
You were in my room. I got the Kampe photo, and I got the Larkin one next to it. You thought it was Neal's. That's mine. I got the Kampe. Right. I love Kampe.
Mike G says, I want to do a poll. Is Terry scared? 248.
Terry scared.
No, I'm scarred.
Oh, man. Brandon Katz. Larkin's 28. Detroit won't be a contender for at least 2 to 3 years. We're with him on that, right?
Yeah.
Stanley, okay, we're with him.
Yeah, no playoffs, playoffs for their 4 year. Yeah.
The Red Wings should trade Larkin now while he has value. They won't be a contender the next 2 to 3 years.
Who said that?
Anyway.
Who said that?
Brandon Katz said that.
You know what, Brandon? As much as I disagree, but that conversation
will be
I'm
had.
Sure is being had right now because yes, that it's a younger man's league, and Dylan Larkin, you forget that being 28. Now, not saying at 32 he's not going to be good, but what I'm saying is that conversation is being had by Stevie, especially if you already had that thought. He's already thought it too much before.
Spenmo,
all of us.
Spenmo closed out the last poll. Does Neal give more credit to Matt Patricia than Dylan Larkin? Yes was 30%. Yes with tone was 69%.
Okay.
That one I agree with.
Okay.
The tone part. I don't agree with. I don't give more credit to Matt Patricia. Unless they trade him.
Well, who's on your wall poster, your little poster wall?
Now, I'm married. I don't have any decorating rights in the house at all.
What about the, as Mike G says
right
here,
now.
isn't Larkin sort of so at that age? Do you not offer him more years to keep the cap number down at a lower average, right? Like we were talking about Jack Hughes, where you explained what Jack Hughes, you got him at $8 million, but you got him at 21 for 8 years,
right?
Right. So is there something there that Mike says about is that might be something too to keep the number down or the number later down?
I mean, it's a discussion, right?
Hashtag why is it playing 1919?
Yeah. Again, and these lines get drawn in the sand in this discussion where Neal never gives anybody credit. Neal doesn't like Larkin because he went to Michigan. No, it's not that at all. It's that he's.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's a number
now we
two.
know why.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Let's go to our resident Sparty who calls it down the middle. Yeah. Do you see that? Do you think does it leak in, just a little leak, seepage in there?
It's true. I mean, I've seen Neal wearing a Justin Advocator jersey before. I've never seen him in the Larkin jersey.
Oh. Nor will you.
Yeah.
Saw him in a Drew Miller jersey.
You would never see me in an Advocator jersey.
Saw him in a Larkin jersey.
You would never see me in an Advocator jersey because he's still on the payroll. They're still paying him. You will never see me in that jersey. Anybody who cost a salary cap, I will never rock that jersey.
You respect him for it, but don't like the cap, right? Yeah, exactly.
I'm a professional, DMac. Yes. I can separate the two.
I know you are.
I am a professional. But yeah, that's something where we'll have to see how it plays out. It's weird to me because remember when we were doing the shows at the beginning of last hockey season, and I said, hey, keep an eye on it. It's coming down, it's coming around the mountain. The whole Dylan Larkin situation. I got killed on here for that. And here we are saying, well,
that's the whole thing. Are
bad.
You more? Obviously, I think I answered my own question. It's more surprising that a Larkin situation is not done in a Bertuzzi because it's sort of played out. I think Terry nails it. Is like there's still some question about. Are you in 100%? And elephant in the room goes back to, and you have a choice as a human being. There's nothing against this, but does it go to the mentality of not getting the shot last year or whatever else? I don't know.
Right.
I do
when
not
Dylan Larkin
know.
is 32, will the Wings be Cup contenders?
They better be.
That's the timeline I was just given.
What?
When he turns 32,
4 years from now.
Yeah.
4 years from now.
That's where they have to be. If Stevie's plan is conference finals, like you can never. We watch the games, but they're top 4 team in the league.
He's only 26 though.
They're playing Boston or Jersey
NHL
or whatever.
expert. Will they be Cup contenders when he's 32?
In 8 years.
4 years.
32.
4 years.
He's 26.
Is he?
What are we talking? 32? I hear 32. But
okay, 6 years.
26, right?
But he's 20. Just somebody said he was 28.
Yeah, thought he was 28. My bad.
Right.
All right, when he's 30.
In 2026.
Okay.
Is that what we're talking about? Or
yes.
26? When Dylan Larkin is 32 years of age.
Can we adjust it to 30? When he's 30 years old, will they be Cup contenders?
So in 4 years.
Yeah.
In 4 years.
Wait, is he 28 or 26?
He's 26.
He's 26. He's 26. He's 26 and a half today.
Here's the Wings, no matter what. Okay, aren't making the playoffs this year. Make the playoffs the next year. Do they win a series? I don't know, but they're in the hunt. The next year, So they got 2 years to figure the playoffs out, and then by the 4th year, whatever year that is, I expect them, they better be a top 4 conference contending team, which means, here's the thing, in hockey and sports, it's so close, I can't tell you, like, you have to win that because the games are going to be, can you win a 6 or 7 game season? But the consistency, Terry, to be back-to-back. So that's 4 years.
Then I don't trade him then. The trade talk is off the table for me. If we believe that they're going to be there.
What's your response to this, though, Terry, real quick before we get to the break? Doughboy Steve, and we've echoed this sentiment. I've said it a million times. Larkin's only our number 1 center because we have no number 1 center. When we do, he'll be a number 2 center. You agree with that sentiment?
I cannot fight him on that. That is a possibility. I will admit that is a possibility.
Okay, so then to me it comes down to the number. I'm not giving him Jack Hughes money because he ain't Jack Hughes.
Terry, let me update your poll for you.
Real quick, Spenny. What is it?
You're looking at it wrong.
What poster is next to Greg Campy on Neal's wall? Patricia with candy corn at 61% and Larkin with cream of wheat at 39%.
Bingo.
Well, see, it's funny because
do you accept?
Well, no, it's mixed around. Like, I would prefer cream of wheat over
that's
candy corn. I would prefer it. It's still chalk for breakfast, but you know.
Do you accept the people's word?
Regardless, whatever it is, if you're eating it, where are you going to work it off?
No, Planet Fitness, because it's the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports. Home of the judgment-free zone. You can work out for just $10 a month. You can also upgrade to the Black Card. You basically own the place. Unlimited guest privileges, hydro massage, all the amenities, and access to over 2,000 Planet Fitness around the world. I was there this morning, as a matter of fact, getting it in. Join in club today. You'll pass a couple on the way home from work. Pull up in there. Join there. Go on your computer. PlanetFitness.com. It's Planet Fitness. Darren McCarty.
Well, your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. It's interesting because Harbaugh, as the Harbaugh turns, we thought was over yesterday. We were told it was over by the president of the University of Michigan. But Michigan football, still in the news. Now, I kicked back and forth having DMac or Sam Flannel read this because I know I'll be accused of, being a Michigan hater and stuff like that. Like I'm the one that called the police. But I did not. But we have our latest installment of Michigan's football program involvement with the police. Michigan has placed co-offensive coordinator Matt Weiss on leave amid a University of Michigan Police Department investigation into alleged computer access crimes that occurred at Schembechler Hall in December. ESPN and the Detroit News first reported the police investigation. A Michigan football spokesman confirmed Weiss is on leave but provided no further information about his status with the program. Weiss did not immediately respond to a message seeking comment. According to a statement from Crystal James, the deputy police chief with the University of Michigan Police Department, quote, the University of Michigan Police Department is investigating a report of computer access crimes that occurred at Schembechler Hall during December 21st to December 23rd of 2022. Since this is an ongoing investigation, There is no additional information to share, but that is where we were at. And, you know, and look, I know all of a sudden all of the computer science majors are going to jump here in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread and tell me how it's nothing and stuff like that. I know there were reports around accessing other people's email, those types of things. All I know is this, Terry. When your house gets raided, which those are the reports, when your house gets raided, that doesn't seem to be a good start. Is that fair?
That is fair.
Is that hating on Michigan?
No, I have not had my house raided yet.
Okay.
How many times have you been raided?
I have not.
Really?
Yep.
Darren?
What?
You had your house raided?
No. No, I mean, I guess I am the guy that, I mean, out of anybody on the desk here, it would be me, but no.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Spence, he could have his house. If any of us had our house raided.
Yeah, but your old man's Danny Roxter. He's a legend, dude.
My house got raided in college.
Did it really?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
For what?
Noise.
Yeah, noise.
How do you raid a house for
I
noise?
gave him out, and he didn't even just jump on it. It was too loud.
It was not for noise. It was for
incorrigibles,
activities that were not
legal,
and that were frowned upon by the governing body of East Lansing.
And what was the end result?
Oh, I was good. I was chilling. I was sitting on the couch, but it was scary for sure. Didn't know what was going on.
Were there any?
There's nothing found.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good job, you guys. You guys are quick on the jump.
Got some good spots.
Those toilets were flushing real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, and people have already started. Euperism says didn't ask, don't care. We got Emerald Eye says nothing burger. So I'll go to you, Sam Flannel. What's your take on this?
I mean, like everybody else, except apparently Spenmo Rax, I have not had my house raided. So it's not good when you hear police house raided sort of computer hacking sort of crimes. It's not a good look. I wish that Michigan would kind of stay more under the radar, and whatever it is that Matt Weiss allegedly did, we're going to find out. It's going to be investigated. I'm not super concerned right now, but I just wish I would have to. I would stop hearing about extracurriculars when it comes to the Michigan football program. This is supposed to, moving forward, be a golden age that started 2 years ago, and that's what I want to focus on. But if things keep going on, if things sort of kind of keep floating in the weeds, I'm not going to like that very much.
Well, from what I understand, this guy's like a Vanderbilt guy, like he's a numbers guy.
Mm-hmm.
So this has to do with. Yeah, looking into it a little bit, it's something to do personally. Now he wasn't charged with anything or arrested or anything like that, right? They just raided his house. So, to me, if it was something super bad, you would hope that he'd be in jail behind bars, right? So, to me, it looks like probably something to do with money or information or something that you're not supposed to do with the computer at his level. But I think it's like a whole other level that I don't understand.
See,
I don't think it's like the Penn State or anything like that.
This
like
is either a nothing burger or a triple whopper. But I just don't know which one it is. And as a proud member who grew up on the west side of Detroit, people used to get raided all the time, and they found nothing.
That's true.
So I don't know if this is problem. You know, it smells like something was going on, but it may not have been.
And for me, and I tried to, stand Sam Flannel down. I just wonder, with police getting involved, would this be a situation, Sam Flannel, where an apology would cut it? Or is this a situation where an apology won't cut it?
It depends on the crime.
Does it?
Yeah. When we find out what he may or may not have done, if it was something that was like a triple whopper, obviously something worse than an apology. But maybe even just for the inconvenience of getting raided and having this be all out in the media, I think an apology would suffice if it's a nothing burger. Only if it's a nothing burger.
Okay, so apology, because I have to keep track of when apology is appropriate and when it's not. But here's the deal, though, Sam Flynn. We're laughing at that. That's like, joking and stuff like that. I tried to talk you down on it like it doesn't matter. if you're the university, you just say, hey, it's an ongoing investigation. You let the law play out, and if he's good enough at his job to overcome whatever charges are against him, then you keep him.
But what if it's, I don't even want to speculate that. What if it is that triple whopper that Terry sort of feared could happen? Then aren't you going to get some flack for, like, why'd you let the investigation play out? You should have taken swifter action and just got rid of him off the jump. You're kind of taking a PR risk. At least that's how I see it.
No, you're not, because it'll go away.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
When you're 8-0 next year because you have an 8-game exhibition schedule to start the season, no one will care.
Well, if they win, for sure, because it's all about Michigan
There's
football.
no way they can't win those games.
No, that they're going to win those games.
Yeah, so
that's good.
It doesn't matter.
The other thing, young Neil, I don't like noise, and there's too much noise at the University of Michigan. You had this fantastic season. It didn't end the way you wanted, but then you get your coach looking for jobs. You get sanctions against your coach. You get the computer thing, which may or may not be something. That's noise. And you want to quiet. The biggest noise you should have this season was having a great recruiting class, which Michigan has not had. So it's too much noise. I don't like it. Something could be up, but they need to shut the noise out.
Chuck Brewer says he was put on leave. It was paid leave. But Chuck says, Neil, if they fire him now before all the facts come out, that's a wrongful termination lawsuit waiting to happen. And look, I'm not going to roll in the legalese of the legal weeds.
They can fire anybody at any time.
Yeah, did this harm the university's brand? Like, you could make that argument. Like, was this conduct unbecoming to have your house raided?
Or his play calling wasn't good enough in the Final Four game, and they just waited.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Like with me, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to let this play out. If how good he is at his job outweighs the embarrassment he brought to the university, then guess what? I'll suspend him for the first 4 games of the exhibition schedule too.
I just hope that it's just embarrassment. I don't want to speculate, but that's kind of what we're sort of hoping for.
Right here, right now. See, this is the other thing that I talk about, though. This doesn't happen at Alabama.
No.
This doesn't happen at Georgia. This doesn't happen in the SEC. Why? Because everyone's on board. Why are the police doing that kind of stuff, man? Like, that's the question. And again, I can see the guilt in your eyes right now.
What?
I can see I can see the guilt. You're very uncomfortable with this. When I make that statement, you're very uncomfortable with it.
Well, I mean, it makes it kind of seem like those SEC teams are just going to continue to dominate because they do sort of win at all costs. That's more what I'm potentially uncomfortable.
And you're uncomfortable with that, aren't you?
I mean, not with winning at all costs, but with like not getting in those weeds. That's kind of what I'm uncomfortable with at this moment because they're closer than they've been in a long time to being at that level.
But they got to go over the hump.
And they're not over that hump yet. And
I'm just saying, get comfortable with it, you guys. If that's what you want to do, then you got to get comfortable with it. Like if you have a big project, you got to get comfortable.
Well, it's a big project ahead of you, but if you want to be comfortable, at Alta, Uptime Matters, Alta Equipment, they got you covered. They got everything you need to get the job done for a bog project, outdoor project, got something to do in the driveway, whatever it is, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The Fowling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fowling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at fowlingwarehouse.com.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Real quick, woodwardsports.com chat thread. RJ Graham says the police in Alabama's pocket, and Alabama pays off the cops to find some dirt on Michigan because they're scared. RJ, they are not scared of Michigan down in Alabama. Not at all. Not for a second. So just... You were halfway right. Your statement was halfway right, and then it was as much right. It was that wrong at the end. DMac, there was some news that broke yesterday. Kind of hit close to home for you.
It hit me hard, and it still is. And I'll try to get through this. But if you're a wrestling fan out there, yesterday we lost a great, and Jay Briscoe, who was part of the Briscoe brothers tag team. There you see the picture right there. If you don't have a chance, FTR. And the Briscoes had one of the greatest dog collar tag team matches. Anyways, 16, 17-time ROH champions. Car accident yesterday, 38 years old, driving his daughters to cheerleading practice. He was killed. The driver that hit him was killed. Why is it important to move on? And this is for all that, and I appreciate all my wrestling fans out there affected, is because his daughter, Gracie, and I have a daughter whose name's Gracie, and so... one daughter got other with scratches, but the other one's just put into surgery for her back and stuff like this. So as you can see, not only if you can spare a couple pairs to the Pugh family, to Ashley and to Jamie and to their daughters and stuff like this, it's just shocking. And why do I bring this up? For all of us that were fans, and I did not know Jay Briscoe, but all my guys did, and just the love and support. So to show love and support for somebody that has been lost at this time, the journey's not over, so let's pray for these babies, pray for everybody in the hospital. And this one, it hit hard. It hit me, and it still doesn't. It's just, I think, the kids, but the work ain't done. If you do believe in the prayer, please send it out to the Briscoes and moving forward. But to all my wrestling fans, I will see down at the RPW show tomorrow, and this is a big one. And you're familiar with the Briscoes.
Oh, no doubt.
And stuff like this.
No doubt.
They go by hashtag them boys.
Yeah, people talk about it in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Pistons fan 11, RIPJ, that dog collar match is an all-timer. So
it's a classic that's going to last forever. And man, it's just the way that it.
You gotta be reminded, man. You gotta be reminded of it.
Sort of the reality of life.
Yeah.
So we talk about sports and all this different stuff that's going on. Just if you got a chance, please pray for Gracie.
Yeah.
And
like all this stuff's important until it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to get too deep on everybody there, but it's all important until it's not.
Thank you. So prayers going out, and to all my wrestling fans that, we all got shocked. This is one of these ones, and the rest that everybody feels, whether you know them or not, because you know who they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
very well said, DMac. You held it together pretty good there, man. I'm proud of you. Tomorrow, I'm out tomorrow. I have to go to Indianapolis tonight for Oakland basketball. So I'll have the radio broadcast, Oakland basketball tomorrow, 12:70.
You know that
AM
sounds funny. Boom, 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 boom,
what?
boom, boom. We're getting out the pontoon. The weather's nice. Supposed to be 47. Double heavies tomorrow, Terry. 2 750s. Don't tell Neil, though.
Can't wait.
You said you're going to be a nice guy tomorrow.
I'm not going to be wearing my shirt tomorrow.
You're not going to be real bad man tomorrow.
Not going to be the real bad man.
Somebody's got to. You're going to have tone at least.
Dad's gone. Time to party.
Yeah.
So who's winning that poll, by the way?
Matt Patricia won the poll.
Interesting. I don't make that stuff up.
You're not going to be too scared to come in tomorrow, Terry?
I'm not scared of anything, especially some chumps like you.
You're scared of the same thing I'm scared. You're scared of Fauci. You got one feeling. It's at home. You're scared of her. We're all scared. We're all scared.
No, Fauci's been nice.
I know, but you know that don't play that you're not scared. Because we're all scared.
Rack at WoodwardSports.com chat thread before we go. Neil's gone tomorrow. You know the Woodward Sports Network studio is getting raided tomorrow. So, I wasn't there.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, that's really wild.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody for tapping in here on Woodward Sports. For T. Foss, for Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Catch everybody tomorrow. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Attaboy.